So I saw a post on IG talking about how men run away from women immediately they find out that the woman had a promiscuous past, or if she has a very high body count, men run away, they are scared and they leave, right? So the post asked a very simple question, right? How important is body count in a relationship? So I ran to the comment section, as usual, to listen to what the experts had to say. I know they ever discuss body counts because it no concern anybody. My past, not my past. This is a girl. In fact, everybody I'm reading are girls' comments. 2, share the man no get body count, ni. That's sweet. 3, I don't want to know yours. You know where this is going now. You don't want to know mine because say if I know your own, I go run. But let's continue. I don't want to know yours. And don't ask me mine, because if you know mine, you feel no trust me for the relationship, or I can easily lie. Number 4, na mumu dey tell her man her body count. Of course, how you want to tell him when you know if you calculate down. Number 5, me that was discussing about my ex to this man, him dey squeeze face, talk more of body counts. Or yeah, let bygones be bygones before you go bygone on top of my head. Now that you guys have heard what the experts have to say, let me explain why each and every one of those comments were stupid.
Straight to the moon and it's lit. Straight to the moon and we'll get there. Straight to the moon on my jet. Straight to the moon and we feeling it, yeah. All of my niggas be running the place. I might just pull up and go on a race. Feel like I'm running the space now. How a nigga gonna get down? Good vibe.
See, to be honest, I wish men and women played by the same rules. I wish it was like that. Because life would have been very easy if I can just go on 5 dates a week and not have to pay for either transport or for the food itself. If I could relax and be taken care of, life would have been so beautiful. But not be so life day, I wish it was like that, but it's not. Men are always going to be judged by either their present or the potential they have to be successful in the future. We are success objects. It's not sweet to hear, but it's true. See? That's how men are judged. And that's why, you cannot just grow into a man. You build yourself into a man. Both mental fortitude, financial stability, you build those things. You get? Which is why you can have kids, male kids who were born into rich families, right? But they don't have that, they're not mentally strong. They have all this money, but they're not strong men, if you know what I mean. They have all this money and they waste it, they throw it, they don't have any tangible investments, right? If their dad dies and he leaves all the money for them, they go waste them in 5 to 10 years. They are not men. They are 27-year-old boys with a lot of money that they will eventually waste, right? So a man builds himself into something, right? He has to. That's how men are judged in the sexual marketplace. Women, on the other hand, are born with inherent value, right? So in the sexual marketplace, a woman's value is found when she's able to maintain that inherent value. That's just what it is, right? Let me give an example. A woman who is 19 years old and a man who is 19 years old are not of the same value in the sexual marketplace. They are not. They just aren't, right? Unless the boy happens to be one mad tech guy who's earning 5M a month or 4M a month. On average, right, 19-year-old boys are not as valuable as 19-year-old girls in the sexual marketplace. They are just not, right? They are just not. The things that most men look for in women, they find it easily in very young women. 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, they find it easily in those women. Right? The purity doesn't mean you never knock before. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just you have not been exposed to too many men that have given you so much baggage. It's not about you must stay a virgin till you marry. Nobody's talking about that one. That purity comes with the type of S3X you're having. Because a woman is not a virgin does not mean she's promiscuous. Right? Promiscuous is a woman who takes S3X as a leisure activity. Yet whenever you feel bored, you go and knock somebody. That's a promiscuous woman, right? 12, 13, 16, 18, 25, 35 men that you have slept with, and you're telling me I should let bygones be bygones. What are you saying? So that inherent value, right? That purity, quote unquote, right? That purity, that tenderness, all those things, you have let them go. You've discarded of all those things, which you are born with as a woman. In the sexual marketplace, you are born with those things. Now, women tend to mistake this value, this sexual marketplace value, to personal value. Now, if as a woman, you want to be a doctor, you want to own your own businesses, that's your own personal value that you want to have, right? And that's awesome. If that's what you want, sure, that's what you should pursue. But it's not going to help you in the sexual marketplace. Men don't care about if you have 10 businesses, unless they want to just rip you off. It's not something we find super attractive. We don't care. We really don't. So if that's the dream you're chasing, definitely chase your dream, you know, but don't look at it as, do you know how many degrees I have? Nobody cares how many degrees you have. Like, that's your own personal value, and that's good for you. But no, they show them, like, say, you're talking to me like, do you know what I mean? I don't care how many degrees you have. Are you available? Are you feminine? Like, those are the things that matter. Your degrees doesn't really do much, you know. Women who are promiscuous find it hard to pair bond to a single man, right? They find it hard to do that. That's why I'm saying a woman being promiscuous is not the same thing as a woman having had relationships in the past. She had relationships means she likes this guy and they had a relationship. Then she like this other guy and then they had a relationship. You see, it's different, right? From jumping from D to D. You get what I'm saying? That's being promiscuous right there. Just being loose, right? To the point where she sees S3X as just something she just does for fun. That's promiscuity, right? And when you have done that with a large number of guys, pair bonding to a man who you're getting married to is impossible. Impossible. So when you're like, let bygones be bygones, is me now that will now suffer now. I will now suffer from your inability to bond. I will now suffer from the possibility that you go out there and cheat because you belong to the streets already, right? It's going to be very easy to go back to where you belong. You're not going to come out and tell me that I should let bygones be bygones. If I was not financially stable, will you let bygones be bygones? Will you let bygones be bygones? Answer me. And something else is, they feel like as long as we keep it away from the man, it is fine. Unless you're like an amazing pretender. Most men, eventually in a relationship, if you are a very promiscuous woman, it will show. It will show, right? You will lose interest for S3X ASAP. Like in 2 years, you're done. Unless you're just faking it. And men who are aware will notice, right? You will need, like, you're saying you won't tell the man, he will find out eventually, right? And if he's a man of means, he will still leave. That's why, like, as a man, you need to be very observant because they will trap you. If a woman, right, who is 35, 38 plus and above, who has had a very promiscuous 20s, right? If she catches you, she does not care about you now. All she cares about is fulfilling her own mating strategy. Does she have a man who is stable, a man who is gullible, a man who is naive at that point, right? To believe in true love. Does she have that man? She does not care if you suffer from not having S3X with her. There are so many women out there who don't really love men. Obviously, there are some who do, right? But there are a lot who don't. All they need you for is to fulfill their mating strategy. Finish. They don't care if... That's why you hear statements like, let bygones be bygones. What they're saying is, as long as you are fulfilling my own mating strategy, if you like, let us be in sexless marriage. Your business. Even though you are at risk and I might go out and cheat, it's your business. As long as you're fulfilling my own strategy. Even though I might never be able to bond with you, it's your business. As long as you're providing money, allow me. This is why, as a man, you should be able to open your eyes and look well. Do you understand? This is why a lot of girls hate my channel. Obviously, there are girls who like my channel, right? But a larger percentage don't like it. Why are you telling these guys the truth? Do you get? That's why. If you have not found a good woman, don't settle. I'm telling you this thing. They know they're easy to find, but they're there. If you have not found one, do not settle. Don't settle. Because they're not even settling for you. I promise you, they're not settling for you. If you like the video, hit the like button. If you're new to the channel, definitely hit the subscribe button. Also, I think the next video you should watch is my very old video on 3 SIMP behaviors most Nigerian men make. So watch that video and I'll see you guys in the next one. You go be.